Well, let me tell you my routine, and then you can kind of figure this shit out for yourself. And this is just what I've learned works really, really well for me, okay? I'm not saying it's going to work for you, just works really, really well for me. So I do actually get up early. So between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every morning, I'm up and at 'em. And I start my day with doing Ashtanga yoga. So the reason I do that is because I have found, because I sit on my arse all day at my computer, that if I don't do something like that to stretch my body and to keep it kind of supple and stuff like that, then I get really a bad back. I get this kind of crazy thing in my right shoulder from using my mouse all the time, and it's really not good, and it usually knocks me out, and I can't do any work for a couple of weeks. And so I found that I have to do yoga in the morning, Ashtanga yoga, and it's the only thing that works for me. And so now I just get up and I do it because I'm motivated by the past pain of not doing it and what that leads to. So I start my day with that, and then from there I'm pretty much intravenously injecting caffeine into my system to try and get me awake and up and at 'em. And then I tend to work until, I don't know, like 3 o'clock, something like that. When my girls come home, I try to not be working when they get home. I don't always achieve that, but that's what I definitely try and do. And then spend some time with those guys, take the dog for a walk, that sort of stuff. And then if I've got more stuff to do, then I get back in and do it in my office at night. So that's my kind of morning/daytime routine. And then as far as actually staying motivated, one thing that I have learned is that the decision to do yoga, for instance, in the morning, well, that decision does not happen at 4:30 in the morning, because there'd be no way my body would want to get out of bed. That decision happens when you go to bed at night. So that's when you make those decisions to get up early in the morning. The decisions are made the day before, basically. And it's just a routine that you get yourself into. And routines are ludicrously important. I will tell you, from what I have seen of successful people, they tend to do the same thing over and over and over again. And that can be pretty freaking boring, especially if you've got entrepreneurial ADD like I do. And so I think that for me, the thing that I've really discovered about that is, unless I outsource things that I don't like doing, I will self-sabotage myself. And I've done that many, many times before. It took me a long time to finally get the message to do that. So now, whenever possible, I outsource things that I don't want to do. And whilst that may cost some money to do that, it is better than self-sabotaging myself, which always ends up costing me a lot more money in the long term. Plus, it helps me to stay motivated by only doing the things that I actually like doing in my business, and I'm happy to do them day after day. And then the final thing I'd kind of add to that, I guess, is that we all have days when you don't feel like doing it, days where you don't want to get into work, days where you don't want to be at it, where you don't want to be at your desk. We all have those. And so it's good to be kind to yourself and to just recognize that you have those days, and not to give yourself a load of shit about it and not to beat yourself up about it. I think that's a very, very important thing, is to be kind to yourself. Kind of treat yourself like for instance, how I treat my daughters. Treat yourself in the same way as that. Be nice to yourself. Don't berate yourself if something doesn't go right. That's a very good way to stay motivated too. And I have a coach. I believe that's very, very important to do. Certainly for me, I found that to be a massive, massive help. I have a coach as well, and having goals and things like that to work towards has been massively important in my life. And I've been doing that for as long time, ever since I had New Insights, the life coach training company that we started. Ever since then, I've had a coach pretty much full on all the time. And that's been a massive, massive help as well. So I don't know if that's of help to you. But that's what I get up to. You've got to build it around your life and kind of slot these things into your life. And don't compare yourself to other people. It's one of the worst things I think you can do. There's a lot of folks get huge success within the Aussie online entrepreneurs community. If you compare yourselves to them, you'll kind of beat yourself up and you'll think you're a bit shit. And that's not good. Just play your own game, go at your own pace. Keep working on it, and I think that's the best thing you can do. So I hope that helps, Steve. I know it's not really that, insightful, but that's what I've found works for me. Having a coach, having these routines that I do, making decisions before. Oh, the other thing I'll tell you as well is that I have found I work really well under deadlines. And so I will put self-imposed deadlines onto me about getting things done, so that I get them done faster. So if I've got something, so for instance, my presentation that I'm doing for the conference in March on the Goldie, I want to do that now so I can be practicing it and so I can do a really good job of my presentation. So I've put self-imposed deadlines around getting that all prepared and things like that, so that I get it done now and I can be practicing it. So little things like that I found really, really help. Don't know if that's of use to you, Steve, but that's what certainly works well for me. So this is great. So here's some great stuff coming in from people who are a lot better than this than I am. So Sue Josephson, for instance, she's very, very smart with this sort of stuff. She says you can't compare your beginning with somebody else's middle. That's very, very smart to say that. So I hope that helps. And the other thing as well is stay in the Aussie online entrepreneurs community. You'll find there's a heap of people who are going to help you in there. Stay on track, stay motivated. And unlike other groups where it's frowned upon to post things like, oh, I'm having a shitty day, something didn't work, I really encourage you to do that, because it's not all unicorn farts building a business, you know what I mean? That's not what it's all about. There's good days, there's bad days, and that's normal. And if you think it's going to be good all the time, the first bad day that you have, it'll really throw you off your game. And so I don't want that for you. I want you to stay on your game. So recognizing that you're going to have shitty days and there's going to be things go wrong, which they do all the time, will help you be prepared mentally, emotionally to overcome them. And that's why I encourage folks to post the shitty stuff in the AOE group as well, because it ain't all unicorn farts, you know what I mean? So it ain't all that. There's crappy things about it too. And I want you to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you're prepared for it, because the outcome is worth it. Like, the outcome is absolutely worth it. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much, much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.